Hello, my butterfly birds. I'm here to go over another test with you. Hopefully you completed this test yesterday, and now you're ready to correct it. So one thing that I want to make clear about this test and the previous test, because Miss Jasmine said that you guys were done, and it seems like you would have moved a little too quickly. I don't want you to just write down like crosses and ticks, yes, it's right, no, it's wrong. That's not enough. When we have answers like this where it says explain, I don't want you just to mark it wrong. I want you to look at the answer key, and I want you to rewrite the answer as if you would write it on the test. Because it's real easy to think, oh, I just need to add cell wallet. No, I want you to use the grammar. I want you to use the details. So with the previous test, if you need to go back and look at the other videos, you should do that. So I know that you are going to have someone covering your class Thursday and Friday, and I am going to ask this person to check to make sure that you rewrote all of the answers correctly from the ones that you got wrong. So let's get into correcting. I think this is simple about cells. We know the difference. This is how we measure water. This is how we measure weight. This is how we measure volume. Well, we could volume, temperature, and this, of course, is length. Pretty self-explanatory. Specialized cells, nerve cell, sperm cell, red blood cell, and root hair cell. Plant cell is the only one that could be a plant cell is D. B is a sperm cell. Now functions. Nerves carry things around bodies. The root hair absorbs water, and blood cells carry oxygen. Now, alkali. What is an alkali? We need to suggest a pH, so that means you need to give a specific number. And an alkali is going to be a liquid that is above 7, between 14, but you need to actually write a number. 8, 7.5, 9, whatever that number is. So you write a number for that. It tells us right here that this liquid is an alkali. It's asking if you react it with a base, or excuse me, if we react an alkali with an acid. We know that when we do that, what type of reaction do we get? We get a neutralization reaction. So Ken investigates the reaction between an acid called sulfuric acid and a drain cleaner. He puts 100 mL in a beaker. What should he use to measure? Universal pH. We knew that. What should he use? Universal pH. Easy. Now we have these different things. Two forces must be equal for the helicopter to stay at the same height. So what that's going to be A and C. The next diagram gives you these numbers. Draw an arrow on the diagram for which way it is moving. So it obviously is the number that is greater is where it's going to go. 2,000 is bigger than 1,500, so we know it's going down, but we also have to look at these forces. 2,000 is bigger than 1,500. So your label or your arrow is going to go some way in this direction. The helicopter is moving this way. What this is gravity, antagonistic muscles. Two muscles that work together to make movement, contractions and relaxation. So write down two letters. So that means we either have A and D, or B and C. This question is asking about contractions of the arm. So which one is going to get smaller if we move the wrist? C is going to relax. B is going to contract. The answer is B. So now write down a letter of the muscle which would relax when you straighten the arm. So which one, which one would allow the arm to straighten. Everything right here is on A, right? The arm is up at an angle like this because A is contracted. So A is the right answer. We're talking about different types of bugs. Write down one advantage the wasp. Write down one advantage to the wasp being able to sting. Well, he can protect himself. And write down one advantage for looking like that. Well, if other organisms or people, they think that this wasp that actually cannot be harmful is the harmful wasp, then it helps. This is what we call mimicry. It fools the predators into thinking that they are something they're not. In California, we have rattlesnakes, but we also have snakes that rattle that do not actually do anything. Make sure you draw at least 6 particles. If you don't, the answer is wrong. And they should also, right, if it's liquid, gas, or solid, the particle sizes don't change. So the particles need to be all of the same size. They need to be touching because it is liquid, and there has to be at least 6. Write down the name given to preserved fossils. Give one feature that can be seen which shows the spider is not an insect. Because it has 4 pairs of legs and 2 body segments. So we're going to look at this table to get our answers about what is an advantage and disadvantage to making cars from steel. Well, we can see when we react with cold water that rust will form on steel. So if it rains, your car is going to get rusty. That is a disadvantage. Now, as we can see about the strength of it, we definitely want our car to be strong, right? If we get into an accident. So we don't want it made out of gold or aluminum. We want it made out of steel. So it's strong, but it is also available to rust. Give one reason not shown in the table why gold is suitable for making jewelry. Because what do we remember? We remember that gold is shiny. It's malleable, so we can bend it into things. It's desirable. It's very popular in many cultures. So any of those answers will do. Now, let's look at this question about Galileo. So this question about Galileo, I think the first part is pretty self-explanatory. So this part, we know that Jupiter has 4 moons. Suggest one reason why he did not include the others in his drawing. Well, this was a long time ago. Technology was new. He maybe didn't see it. That's why he didn't include it. And why was this not a popular idea at the time? People don't like change. People don't like new ideas. And people don't like to go against their religion. So the answer for that one is it conflicted with religious views, traditions, or acceptable views. If you have any more questions about this test, please let me know.